Coming up next, Weeknight with Ellie Muller. That's right, it's coming up next on the one and only Nick at Night. When late night TV breaks, we fix it. From the gorgeous YouTube dojo, and watch out for the rain. If it gets all over your clothes, then you're going to need to take a shower. It's Weeknight with Ellie Muller. Tonight, jokes about rain, and another story from Toys Gaming Spot. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who is ready for the rain. That's right, he is the one and only Mr. Ellie Muller. Ha! Welcome to Weeknight Update. My name is Ellie Muller. What's up? Alright, the theme song was composed by Donald Memphis Piano, and Toys Gaming Spot is Weeknight Update Storyteller. And they are two of our Shoutout Spotlight winners tonight, along with Eva Amity, Greg Bond, Hasbro, Turban 2004. Hopefully she'll return to this program very, very soon. Pierre Kelly, Monster Jeff Fnatic, Cowbell Fnatic, Supercar Fnatic, Walker Fanboy Films, Fanboy Film 2, Super Geeked Up, Super Knocked Up, Landon the Hedgehog, and Vroom Vroom. Please check all those people out. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. That's right! It's time for us to find out what's up. Here we go! What's up with rain? It comes with the season of spring. That was common sense. Now it's time for real comedy. Oahu had a lot of rain recently, and it now has a lot of wastewater. Okay, call Oscar the Grouch. Now hold on. The Northeast just wouldn't get a break. Let me explain why. After getting a lot of rain and snow last month, it received a lot of heavy rain again only a few days ago. Wow. Where's the sun, huh? And now it's time for another top 8 list. MP, Mr. Bones, let's go. You got boss. Tonight's category, top 8 words that we can call rain. Number 8, wet. Number 7, nice. Number 6, surprising. Number 5, lovely. Number 4, peaceful. Number 3, safe. Number 2, special. And number 1, wow. Well, that was a weird top 8 list. You're telling me. Thank you, boys. Thanks a lot. You know what? Hashtag Weeknight Update. Hashtag Real Weeknight. Hashtag Real for adults. Hashtag Fred LeBron. Hashtag Autism is awesome. Get those hashtags and spread social media, please. Draw about like this thing, subscribing, fellowship, and comment section down below. Whatever to please, do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with the in-between monologue, Toy Story, moment for everyone. Uncle Time, Random Advice, and this week's content of the week. Question. Remember, this is still Weeknight Update. Now your days are violent.
When a girl checks her phone, a guy says nothing. When a guy checks his phone, a girl says, "Who are you texting? Why? Do you love her? Can we date?"
A debate raged in Congress. It seemed an endless fight till the speaker called for recess. Recess! It's time for Nick at Night.
Listen, I personally think the Empire people are crazy to do this, but they insist. They're going to give you a free t-shirt just for getting a free estimate on new carpeting. A free estimate. See, Empire thinks you'll like their carpeting so much you'll buy it. But of course, you don't have to. All you have to do is call 588-2300 and say, "Okay, Empire, we do need carpeting. Come out and give us an estimate. And bring a free t-shirt."
588-2300 Empire.
You're crazy, Empire.
They're all angels, but boy, did they make a mess. In my classroom, I have a cabinet full of Brawny. Those thirst pockets do the trick. Spill after spill, day after day. At times, I lose it. Sometimes I'd like them to absorb the kids.
Only Brawny has thirst pockets. Each two-ply sheet has hundreds of them, making Brawny remarkable at soaking up spills.
Brawny gets to the mess before the mess gets to you.
Welcome back to Weeknight Update. Yes! Woo! Tori's Gaming Spot will have another story for everyone in a few moments. But first, it's time once again for the in-between monologue. When it rains outside, it's easier for people to breathe outside because the air is fresher. Of course, you should be inside when it rains heavily because you don't want to get sick. Some places received a lot of rain this past week. For example, the state of Massachusetts received several inches of rain and winds at 60 miles an hour. In a related story, several people in Massachusetts are now swimming to and from school and work. Here's another rain story. Hawaii is getting another rainstorm this weekend after getting 50 inches of rain over the past week. To all the people who want to go to Hawaii for spring break, maybe you should wait a couple of months. The state of Miami had to cancel several tennis matches this past week because of the rain. That makes sense. I mean, if you play tennis in the rain, then it wouldn't be called tennis anymore. No, it will be called rainball. And finally, the state of Florida will receive a lot of rain over the weekend. Yeah, that's what happens when you try to go to Florida in March. So just stay home. Hey, it's time for Tori's story. Take it away, Tori.
Hey guys, Tori Mullins here, and welcome back to Tori's Story. So the next story I'm going to be telling you is about rain. And here's the story. Pitter pat, pitter pat. Pitter pat, pitter pat, Peter pat. Pitter pat. The rain fell against the window. The rain fell against the window pane, splattering the glass with large drops of water. I want to go outside and play, Mom. Robbie whined. When is it going to stop raining? His mom didn't know how to answer Robbie's question. She wished that it would stop raining too. For 3 days, Robbie hadn't been able to go outside and play. I'm sure it will stop anytime now, Robbie. Why don't you come and help me make some cookies? She suggested. Robbie was tired of making cookies. He'd made cookies every day. He didn't want to play with his toys. He didn't want to watch television. He wanted to go outside and play. No, Mom, I don't want cookies, he cried and ran into the living room. He threw himself on the couch and sighed. I just want to go outside, he mopped. His mom, seeing how sad he was, had an idea. Robbie, why don't you go upstairs and put your red rubber boots on and your raincoat and rain hat too? Robbie sat up and smiled. Has it stopped raining? No, but there is no reason you can't go outside to play in the rain. Would you like that? She asked. Yes, Mom, I want to go outside and play, even in the rain, Robbie laughed. He ran to his bedroom and put on his red rubber boots. They fit snugly over his tennis shoes and would keep the water out when he splashed in the puddles. He slipped his raincoat on. It was red too, just like his rain hat. I'm ready, Mom, he said. Wait one more minute, she answered. She opened up the closet and picked up a bright yellow umbrella. Here you go. You're all set now. Go outside and play. She hugged him and opened the front door. The rain was pouring down. Puddles were all over the grass, street and sidewalks. Robbie opened the umbrella and stood in the rain. It fell all over him, bouncing off the umbrella. His rain hat and raincoat. He started to laugh and run around, splashing in the deep puddles. Water flew everywhere. Are you glad to see the rain? Robbie asked. Robbie asked the flowers growing in the garden. They seemed to nod yes, answering his questions. I'm enjoying it too, he giggled. Robbie's mom stood at the window watching her son. He was having so much fun. She remembered when she was a little girl, she liked to splash in puddles too. Another brilliant idea came to her. Mom, Robbie called as the front door opened and his mom walked out. She was dressed in her yellow raincoat, wore her yellow rain hat, and rubber boots. She had a blue umbrella. Can I splash in the puddles with you? She asked. Yes, Mom, come and splash. It's fun, Robbie said. Mother and son stayed out in the rain for a long time. They jumped in the puddles and splashed on each other. They sailed leaves down the overflowing gutters. They tried to catch raindrops in their mouths and even switched umbrellas. That night, when Robbie went to bed, he thought about how glad he was for the rain and for the wonderful day he'd had outside playing with his mom. The end. That's the story about rain. So stay tuned where I tell the next story. Bye, guys.
Woo! That was incredible, Toy. Thank you very much. Hey, let's have a moment for everyone, huh? So, we're talking about rain, and some people love the rain because it's soothing and relaxing. Of course, several groups have recorded songs about the rain, and those songs were sad songs. Some of those songs were Team Stand the Rain by New Edition, In the Rain by the Dramatics, and I Wish It Would Rain by the Temptations. Why were those songs sad and emotional? Well, those songs talked about heartbreak and how the rain would make the single people feel better. Here's the fact that's pretty sad. Men feel sadder about a heartbreak than women do. I mean, don't laugh. It's a fact. All right? Women only feel sad for about 4 or 5 hours after a breakup, and then they're happy. When men go through a breakup, men get sad and depressed for weeks or months or even years. But society keeps telling men not to cry. So when it rains, men use that as an excuse to cry a lot. And when you listen to those songs, you know, the songs that I was talking to you about earlier, yeah, it's easy to understand why. Am I saying that a lot of women don't want to experience true love? In this day and age? Absolutely! In the past, men used to be afraid of commitment and women used to be sad about being single. Now, the men want to be in a relationship and the women want the men to be miserable. Now, granted, there will be some women who want to experience true love, but the number of women who want to experience true love is diminishing and decreasing by the hour. What does that mean? That means that finding a woman who wants to experience true love is harder than finding a swimming pool in Antarctica. And everyone's trying to go over there on vacation now because the weather over there is actually warmer than the weather anywhere else on planet Earth. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point that I'm trying to make is this. Rain is very important. And rain doesn't just make the plants and flowers grow. Just take the time to appreciate it, please. Speaking of things that you need to appreciate, you need to appreciate the following segment because the following segment is entitled Talking Time. Listen to this, folks. In Oahu, Hawaii, now this is true, so many people receive heavy rain. That's right. Everyone received several inches of rain, and guess what? That's right. Everyone in Oahu has received wastewater. That's right. For example, the Wahiawa wastewater treatment plant says that the storage tanks reach capacity around 12:44 p.m., resulting in a spill into Lake Wilson. And of course, the high flows caused a manhole in the Anaoe Ano Influent Facility, to overflow into the Kawa Stream later that afternoon. And then at 9:45 p.m., the Elua Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant said that the primary clarifiers were overwhelmed, leading to a discharge into Nubia Pond. My goodness gracious. Well, at least we know one thing. Too much rain can cause a lot of wastewater. Speaking of rain, the Northeast is still recovering from the recent rainfall, and it actually received a little more rain this past Monday. That's right. The forecasters predicted that the people in the Northeast received about 1 to 3 inches of rain. Some people even predicted a major flooding problem. Well, let's be honest. When you get a lot of rain, don't be surprised if you see a huge swamp in your neighborhood. I don't know why I said that, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, how about some random advice for the road, huh? If you go outside and rain falls on you, then you really need to go inside. The big storm is coming. It's never a good idea to pretend that you're in a movie when it's raining outside. You'll either get sick or get splashed. Do not use rain as an excuse to go outside with your lover and have sex. That's just messed up. And finally, unless you were a popular musician in the 90s and 2000s, it would be a bad idea to do a music video in the rain. Think about it. Also, think about this week's Content of the Week question. This week's Content of the Week question is, if a mighty leprechaun comes to you with a 4-leaf clover and a pot of gold, then what would you do and why? Go over to the post section of my YouTube channel page and answer that question as honestly and as thoughtfully as you can. Well, that's it for tonight's episode of Weeknight Update. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. That's the news. I'm out, skis, 4x4.
A debate raged in Congress. It seemed an endless fight till the speaker called for recess. Recess! It's time for Nick at Night.